Okay, good day, YouTubers and fellow car restoration specialists. Um, so we're going to attempt to do the Glacier Titanium Cerakote on this header for a Triumph GT6. This is a vintage header. Um, I don't think they make it anymore. It's a 6-into-1, which is kind of why I want to preserve it. It's kind of unique. Um, And I was looking online at a lot of different coating solutions. I didn't want to use the traditional barbecue paint or anything like that. Um, this header was sitting exposed to the elements. I mean, not rain on it, but it was covered. But a lot of humidity and so forth. It had a lot of surface rust. I cleaned it up mostly with a vibratory sander and wire brush initially, and then for the tight spots down in here, I used a spot blaster. It's too large to fit into a blasting cabinet that I have access to. Uh, so I think that's good enough. I used 120 grit and just, roughed up the surface externally all that I could. And then in the tight spots, I hit it with the small aluminum grit blaster. Let's see, what else? Other than that, a lot of sandpaper stuck through the tubes here. Couldn't get everything between, this cluster of 6 tubes, you just can't get in between them. So I'm just going to have to live with that. I'll be using this touch-up sprayer from Harbor Freight. The only problem is it had a 0.6 tip on it, and Cerakote recommends a 0.8 tip. So I actually had a jeweler drill bit and drilled that tip out to 0.08 to match what they want. They also want you to use a 100 mesh strainer. I checked this. It's a 3D printing strainer for the resin, and it looks to be about 100 mesh. I measured that with a micrometer, so that's what I'll be using to filter that out. You got to shake this a lot. I went with Glacier Titanium, which there seem to be a lot of good samples in their gallery online regarding this particular color. I've got a lot of aluminum castings and so forth on a GT6 and sort of an aluminum valve cover, painted. I wanted something to contrast that a little bit. And this does look like titanium. You can see the color in here. They put it in a standard lab bottle and then seal it, I guess, to prevent the volatiles from coming out. Let's see, what else? So yeah, we're going to shoot this. It's probably about, 82 degrees, low humidity, a little bit of wind, and I'll be shooting it outdoors. I'll be hanging it up with a piece of wire through these 2 holes and suspending it. My intent is to spray almost directly right in between these gaps, and I'll have a rag with acetone that I'll wipe out if there's any runs, but I need to get the coating in between these pipes, which is quite difficult. Cerakote recommends spraying the more complicated portions first and then moving out to the easier portions as you go along. So there you have it. There's a gentleman who did a really nice review of this product where he actually battle tested it. He was a farm tractor restorer out in the Midwest somewhere. I'll post his link below. That's what really sold me on the product. It seemed much more durable than conventional paints. For what it's worth, Jetcoat quoted me $400 to jet coat this, which I thought was, I can buy a brand new stainless header for around $6. So I'm excited to try this DIY ceramic coating and see how it comes out. I think a lot of the local places, there's blasting places that do ceramic coating. I think this is sort of what they're doing. They're using this kind of product, and of course charging accordingly. I think the big cost associated with having someone else coat these headers is the cleanup process, right? It's the labor of, stripping the header and getting it down to a rough surface so that the stuff will adhere. So when you send a header to get coated, the actual coating, I don't think, is a large portion of the cost. It's the labor that's associated in cleaning up a header. And you can imagine these guys, they get all sorts of crap, right? They get old headers like this, or they have new headers that need to be stripped from their existing paint and things like that. So there you have it. So I'll do. I'm going to go spray this now, and then I'll have an after shot. I don't think I can do a movie while I'm actually spraying it, but I'll give you all the details as I see needed. So there you have it. Triumph GT6 header about to get Cerakoted in glacial titanium.